Okay, when you drive into a used car lot, you know you're going to get some person, going to try to sell you a car because he's getting money when he sells you that car. So you don't trust him, right? And you take everything with a grain of salt. Well, when you go to the doctor's office and they recommend a drug, do you know that they may be getting money to sell from the drug companies to talk about their drugs? And how do you know that? Well, now you can. And that's actually last week or so, the White House, part of the Healthcare Reform Act, started a database that shows you what doctors are getting, what kind of money from drug companies. So you can. I'm not saying they're all, just trying to shill for the drug companies, but you should know that so you can evaluate their recommendation based on the potential biasness. I mean, we think that these people are, completely non-judgmental about, prescribing drugs, but they may or may not be. So it'd be good to know that. And you could go to the White House database. Actually, if you go to cms.gov/open payments, that's cms.gov/open payments. And they're keeping all this data there. And when you go into that database, you'll see all the people, all the doctors. So you could put in your doctor's name and see what they got. And that's sort of interesting. They have all kinds of databases there. Now be careful about the data. There's always ifs, ands, or buts. And this data now is there's only about 5 months from 2013. So it's not even a year's worth yet. But it'll give you some indication. And you see that they have a separate database there of doctors who get money for research. Another database who get money for non-research. See, the drug companies give them money for like travel money or meals or so-called some consulting fees. Who knows what that is? Travel, entertainment. They blow billions of dollars a year on this stuff. So that's why the government is now trying to collect this information so that you as a consumer have access to it, and you do, and it's about 5 months worth from 2013. So wait another year and you get a whole good year's worth. And here's a sample. I mean, you get the name, address of the doctor, you get who's giving them money for how much, and all that kind of stuff. So it's good gossipy stuff too. But actually it's a way to start the conversation with your doctor, to ask them if they have a relationship with a drug company that they're prescribing you drugs with. Because, I'm sure they don't like to admit it, they're biased, but, and they may think they're not, but you should know if they're getting that money. Now, there's another organization that keeps similar kind of data, and they're called ProPublica. And this is a research organization, actually ProPublica. And if you search ProPublica and put dollars for docs, ProPublica, they have a similar database that they've been keeping for years. They now have been hooked up with about half the drug companies, about 17 drug companies, and they get the same data. And right now, their database, I think, is easier to use than the government's database. So you could go to their website and find out, see, there's doctors, like for non-research, that are getting like $500,000 a year from the drug companies just on these little favors and so-called consulting and things like that. So it's big money. Millions of doctors, billions of payments are given every year to these doctors. So you should know about it, because you have to evaluate what they're telling you to do, because it's your body. You have the right to make the final decision on this. So if you go to their database, and I've done it with a few friends that are doctors, you can find out who they're getting money from. You just put in their name or their state and things like that, and you hit search, and out it comes. You'll see, the name of the doctor, where they're from, who's giving them money, how much of it's for meals, for travel, for speaking engagements, and stuff like this. I mean, to me, medicine is not a don't ask, don't tell environment. The more you know, the more you have information to make decisions about your own body. I mean, the soul, have the sole responsibility over your own body, and you should use experts just as tools that you'd use a hammer to do something. So use doctors or something, and the only way you could do that is if you have complete information, not just biased information from one source or from one doctor, and to understand their biasnesses. So when you go to your doctor, before you could search the database, or a way to come, to approach the subject. Hey, I hear there's a database now that anybody could go to find out if their doctor is getting money from the drug companies. Are you getting any money from the drug companies? They'll save you time in searching the database. So look at it, okay? I mean, the information is power, and you have access to it.